Hey, welcome to Guitar Knobs, the guitars, gear, noise, and nonsense podcast, hosted today by these knobs.
Tony Dudzik, Pick Guardian.
Rob Chafe, Mad Codification.
I was thinking, I was doing the toast. Okay. Hey, everybody, it's me, Todd Novak. Welcome to the Guitar Knobs podcast. We're thrilled to death that you're listening to our show. We got a special one.
Why?
We've got an in-studio guest.
Heyo.
That is super fun for us to have that. I'm looking here, but you're right there. So, hello. Introduce yourself, person.
Can I introduce myself like you guys?
Yeah.
Sean Mackowski!
Okay.
Tallon Electric.
All right.
Welcome. No one likes us anymore. So,
Really?
Yeah, because I just did that.
Oh, that's true. That's probably true. You're going to lose a few.
Sorry, Charlie.
Yeah. But yeah, so we have Tallon Electric in the studio, and this is going to be really fun. We've got a fantastic pedal to talk about. He makes more than one, and he lives here, which we were all surprised, super surprised. And we found out by way of not knowing that you were here, if that explains anything.
That's how you learn most things.
That's kind of a roundabout way of saying it.
It is, yes. And Tony's shirt may give me seasickness and a headache. I'm not really sure. It's the equivalent if you are epileptic and you're
Flashing
at a rave.
lights?
Yes. Yeah. It's a very, very loud shirt. So
Sorry.
it's okay.
If I'd have known you were afflicted,
you, Tony.
If I'd have known you were afflicted, I would have.
That's the
worn
most
something.
Toniest
Should I just
shirt
take
I've
it
ever
off?
seen.
Should I just
Definitely
take
not.
it off?
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Picking on Tony already.
That's his hobby, you know.
Apparently so.
Yeah,
It's true.
He's good at it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get on with this. First of all, we have an announcement.
What is it?
Well, we're giving away the last Sketchy Sounds Guitar Knobs Boost.
Boosty.
That's right. Hopefully you saw the little video on Instagram from last week. That one went to James Bell. Hasn't been sent out yet, James Bell. But it's coming to you soon, James Bell. 'Cause that's like, then it sounds like I inserted that in, but I didn't.
Who's it going to?
James Bell. This one right here is going to here. Rob, you can read this off. Who's that going to?
I can't. It's too darn dark. John Sebastian.
John Sebastian.
John Sebastian.
All right, this one's going out to you, man. Thank you for supporting us in all ways, and thank you to Sketchy Sounds for hooking us up with this pedal. It's all customized and everything. And you know what? If I get enough hooping and hollering about, hey, that's really cool, I want one too, then maybe we'll get some more. And maybe we'll do enough to where you guys can just,
This looks
purchase
awesome.
them or whatever. It's
Beautiful.
cool, right?
Looks
Beautiful.
fantastic.
It's a big knob.
It's a great looking pedal.
It's the Mike Love Boost. One big knob.
You're gonna run that into the ground.
I'm waiting until Mike
Just
Love
like-
threatens to
It's
sue
a
me.
graveyard of jokes, just outside of the shop.
It's Davy Jones' lacquer of jokes.
Anyways, so that's going out. Thank you so much. And the second part of that announcement is we still have more stuff. And
Yes.
hopefully we still keep getting stuff so we can put this in the hands of the supporters. So thank you, all of you out there supporting it.
Thank you.
Okay, moving forward, we're going to find out what's going on in our music world this week, starting with... Well, actually, you know what, Tony? Maybe we got a couple new people here.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of new people, before you tell them what's going on,
Okay.
I'm just going to say, ladies and gentlemen, we are like just a couple short of a milestone on Instagram as far as our audience. And I purposely have not bought audience people. Okay? You can do that out there. We are not doing that. That's not what we're about. I just need a handful more to just get us to that next milestone, because then that's going to trigger the algorithm, because they're just sitting they're like, the algorithm's just squatting real hard right on us right now. And I don't
need you
like
to
it.
find me 11,000 subscribers.
Yeah, that'd be great. Anyways, do that. Now, for those of you who are like, hey, I don't want to follow you yet, I don't know what this is about, go ahead. What do we do on the show, Tony?
We talk about stuff.
Thank you.
We talk about gear. We talk about boutique gear. Mm-hmm. And that's stuff like pedals and amps and guitars and accessories, all the good stuff. But more importantly, we talk to the people who make the stuff,
That's right.
like we're going to do tonight.
Yeah, that's me.
And well, we often have have these 101s where we go into a deep dive about a particular.
Deep dive, yes. We
We've
got
had-
a really big one coming up.
We've had influencers on. We've
Yeah.
had authors on.
Yeah. Celebrities.
Celebrities, yes.
Yes. So, that's cool. So if you like this sort of stuff, stick around. It should be fun.
You know what the other milestone is?
What is it?
We are rapidly approaching 400
I know.
This
This is going to be 183. No, I mean,
So close to 400. You're just around the corner.
I know. This is going to be 383. I believe.
383, yeah.
I think it's 383.
I think you're right.
That's better. Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Ooh, could be 384. All right. Anyways, yeah. I think we're tracking to hit that by the end of the year.
Oh, absolutely, we will.
You think so?
Yeah.
Good.
Even
I like
if-
that
even
optimism.
Even if we have to sneak a couple in.
16 weeks, yeah.
It's right there.
I mean, it's right about
4 months.
if we double up a
It
couple.
might be
you know.
It might be 2025 when we hit for it. We'll see what happens. Anyways, that is neither here nor there.
What if
Let's
we
get on.
skip like all the 490s and just jump, or 390s and jump right to 400?
That wouldn't work. That's not how numbers work. But go ahead, Tony. Tell us what's going on in our music world this week. You can kick it off, and then we'll jump over and hear from the Mr. Tallon Electric.
Is that Jimmy Tallon? No.
Oh, dear lot. Please go.
This is what
He's
I
your
have to put
friend.
up with. This is what I have to put up
You
with.
brought him here.
Yeah.
So, okay. I'm going to go. This was so bizarre. This happened this morning. Okay. I woke up, and I don't often remember my dreams, but this dream was so vivid. And I literally, when I woke up, I said, "Oh, I can talk about this on the show tonight, like it really happened."
Okay.
Okay, so the dream goes like this. I don't know where I was, backstage somewhere or whatever, and Joe Bonamassa comes over and says,
So you're dreaming about Joe Bonamassa?
"Well,
Does he know this?
Well, he would understand.
Yeah, this isn't surprising.
I understand why people would dream about me. Yes.
I get it.
Yeah, I
He's
get
cool."
it. Go ahead.
So he comes over and he says, "You've done a lot of great work for me. I want to give you one of my guitars."
Holy moly.
And instead of me saying, "I want that one," I said, "Why don't you just pick one out that you don't use much anymore or whatever, and I'll be happy with that."
That's what
polite.
that's
Yeah.
the way to
Yeah.
do that. That's
Yes.
actually the way to do that. So it was uncommon for you to say that. That's what you're saying.
Sort of.
Okay.
So a little time goes by in the dream, and it's
That's like you with a box of nuts. You can have any one you want except the ones I've put my finger in.
I want the one that makes sense.
So he comes back with this. I thought it reminded me of a Gibson Victory. And I don't know if you remember that. That was their take on a kind of a Stratish kind of thing, little pointier points and a weirder headstock. But it said PV on the headstock and the 12th fret.
So is a PV Victory?
I have no idea.
Patriot.
No, it wasn't a Patriot, but it looked like a Gibson Victory. You look it up, you'll find it.
Yeah.
But on the 12th fret, the fretboard had been dug out, so there was wood missing down there. And I'm thinking to myself, "Oh, this is so cool!" But it was a piece of garbage. Thanks, Joe. and I woke up and I literally was like, I can bring this to the podcast tonight. And
The guitar.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it obviously it was just a dream, but it was so bizarre.
You woke up and you're standing holding an axe.
Over my wife.
Whoa.
That's
Whoa.
bad, Tony.
Yeah,
Shame
no.
on you.
But it was so crystal
realistic.
clear. And like I said, I don't often remember my dreams, but that one was. And then when I realized it was just a dream, I started laughing, which of course worried my wife even more.
Yeah.
Because you're awake laughing in the middle of the bed. Yeah.
Maniacally.
So-
Yeah, she's reaching for the axe. She's like, oh my God, it's gone!
So, well, that did not encompass my entire music work week this week, whatever.
Words are hard.
Words are hard.
Yeah.
It was this morning, and I
That's okay. That's fantastic.
yeah, it was just one of those things.
Yeah, that's weird. I have very, very vivid dreams. Like, I remember a lot of my dreams.
Do you dream about falling?
I don't.
Okay, because if you
I do
if
fall in my sleep regularly.
but if you
Like,
hit
I do the whole thing where I'm like, yeah. My wife's like, what the hell? The whole bed. I don't know why.
because if you hit the ground and you don't wake up,
Then you're dead.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think that's a myth.
Prove it.
All right, go ahead, dude.
All right, my music world this week. This is last week, but I drove down to DC to I had some friends playing at 930 Club. Those friends that
When you
band,
drove down to DC, is that a different DC?
over to DC, Washington DC,
Up and over. Is it over?
It's down.
It's mostly
down?
Washington,
east.
DC?
It's a,
Man,
Are we talking about
I'm still
where the
in
cat? Where
Ohio.
the
this is a geography podcast.
Whoa, are we talking about
do that.
Washington D.C. as in like District of Columbia?
That's
the one.
That's the one. Yep.
Up?
It's definitely not up.
What'd you think? Was it like a suburb of Canada or something?
I grew up on the West Coast. I'm not as familiar with all this Eastern geography.
You should try the lobster.
This is our
fantastic.
Just moved here, guys.
This is
We're
our
still figuring it
educational
out.
system at work. Dear God. Okay,
all right.
we'll get back to that.
To be
Alright.
fair, it is, I think, almost completely east, but it feels like it's south.
I think you go a little.
It's a little south too.
Okay.
just a little south. Either way,
It's definitely not north.
That's really weird.
we make.
No, it's not, Todd.
It's been there the whole time.
Do you
Hundreds of
believe?
years, I hear
Do
it.
you also believe the Earth is flat?
No. Wow.
So-
How about that? That really threw me for a loop. I'm serious.
Oh my God.
I'm glad I'm teaching already. This band that we make a pedal with, they're called Bill Murray. We make a pedal with them called The Hog. It was our first pedal that we made. They had a show in.
Do they all have mustaches or something?
no,
Really?
no mustaches.
Seems
The
like a
whole band.
mustache band.
No.
Okay.
Sometimes there's one mustache.
Okay.
But he's blonde, so you can't see it too much.
That's weird.
The Bears.
Yeah.
So I drove down there, not up there, and they were playing at 930 Club. I haven't seen them play in a while. They did a really good job. People were really into it. If you know who they are, they have this really cult following that is in on all of these jokes and memes that they do. So you have people there wearing like rubber hog heads, and you have people wearing like burlap potato sacks. It sounds crazy, and it is.
is weird.
But they're bought in, so I respect it.
Has Bill Murray ever showed up at a Bill Murray show?
So I saw on their subreddit, I saw someone posted. This could be not real at all because it's the internet, but we'll assume it's true.
Everything is real on the internet.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's how I operate. And they had texted Bill Murray. These people knew the man, the real Bill Murray, the actor, not the band. And he said he had heard of the band, but he could not go to the show that night. They were playing in New York City. So that's where we're at there. He knows. He's aware of the band.
He's
Okay.
having his attorney look into.
You know, this is almost the same latitude as Cincinnati.
There you go. Which
Yeah,
is
it's a little
south of here, isn't
Yeah,
it?
a little south.
2 hours.
Hour and a half.
It's 2. I just
Hour and a
drove
half.
there.
It's an hour and a half. You must drive really
Yeah,
slow.
you drive really slow.
Oh, I do not drive slow.
Well, wait, where in Cincy did you go all the way down to the river there?
University.
River area.
Okay,
Yeah,
that can be
downtown.
2 hours if you got to go.
It's like 1 hour and 52 minutes.
It's an hour and 20, hour and 30 to Loveland, which is the north, and it's another 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's
I usually get to the border in an hour and a half.
Anyways,
You try that today.
yeah,
it's actually-
terrible.
When it's not
good.
2 a.m.
it's better to go slow to Cincinnati because in Washington Courthouse they have a ton of cops. and they
Yeah.
will pull you over. So I was pulled over there once.
Wait, which Washington?
Washington Courthouse.
I only go to Washington.
He goes to D.C. and CH.
Wow. Anyways, I'm learning all kinds of stuff.
You know what else though?
What?
Bill Murray has been known to like crash weddings.
Oh, yeah.
and different things like that. He'll show up.
He's
and-
got to crash the concert.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Bill, if you're out there,
I'm sure he's listening.
He's listening.
Bill.
Yeah. Okay, Rob. Help.
How do you top that?
Shouldn't
So
Wait,
very
how do you
difficult.
top Bill Murray not going to a show?
no, the whole adventure with
Or the
you not, with
Washington,
you not
DC?
knowing where the crap Washington D.C. is.
Well, it's just I know roughly where it's at. I just
Oh,
didn't, in
Todd,
perspective to where we are, it threw me off.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So, anyways, my music week is. I guess it's continuing for a while. I need to figure out how to be quieter on stage because I am officially loud. And
Perhaps if you didn't play 100-watt Wagner, that would.
yeah, well, the problem is so the only band I'm playing with right now, it's 300-watt SVT on a 410
Yeah.
and a live drummer,
Okay.
and neither of them are exceptionally loud.
So you need stage volume.
I do need stage volume. I don't need as much as I have, but I just to hear myself cleanly. What are you pointing at?
Let's use that. Use the Hello Sailor amp.
Oh yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, over the 100-watt Wagner.
It's built at sea.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Just north of here or south.
Or west.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. So I mean, I've gotten more than enough volume. That's the problem. Is like to hear myself clearly, I have to get above the level, and it's just too much. So I don't actually want to be quieter. What I'm trying to figure out is how do I get less bleed. So I bought a baffle, a shield.
That's a Bonamassa baffle. That's what they're called.
I bought a shield, and it also
That's a
has
BB for short.
a sound absorption baffle. So it's both, and I started playing around with that. It's what's the company? Clear Sonic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not just the plexi; it's the plexi,
Yeah, and
but
it's
then this.
does it shoot up?
Nope. This is
Okay.
this is
It's
just
a
a
straight-
straight,
okay.
just plexi.
Because there is one that shoots up at
Yeah,
you.
that one it's a little. Anyways, we'll get back to that. But no, so this is just 2-panel,
Yeah.
20 inch high, just enough to get in front of the cabinet. But it's got an absorption baffle.
Tiny drummers.
Yeah, it's got an absorption baffle that you can put on it, which is an inch thick of I don't know what material in there. So, anyways, long story short, I put the plexi in front of it. It's like, oh yeah, that helps, and I can hear some reflection, but big difference. I put the baffle up. I don't know what is in that, but it is astonishing. It not in a closed room, just putting it up. I don't know, 6 inches away
Go
from the
for
speaker.
baffling.
See what?
You just say it wasn't- Anyway, so how are you
But-
lost on that one? That's a.
He's listening to the story.
I'm enthralled.
He's actually listening to me, Todd.
I am
He's not
too.
thinking of
Are-
That's
punchlines
how,
right
that's
now.
how much attention I'm paying. I'm,
Are you
to
using
every word?
a 412 or a 212?
112.
112.
112. I'm trying to be as small as I possibly can. I'm sidewashing the
How are
damn
you not
thing.
blowing out the speaker with that amp?
I don't actually. It's loud, but it's not up. I mean, it's my tone is pretty solid mid range. It's just a very loud kind of sound tone. It's not scoop, so it's not. I'm not pushing frequencies that the speaker can't reproduce. Yada yada yada. But I mean, you stand next to, you're like, damn, that's loud for a 112. And the cover band scene, at least around here, more and more bands are all direct,
Yeah.
all in ear, some electronic drums. But you guys, I'm telling you, this baffle. I'll have to send you guys links. Whatever the hell is in this, it went from whatever 100 and some dB to like we could have a conversation next to this thing,
That's no fun.
and it was in open air.
I think
How
it's,
does it work?
Enriched uranium.
It might be.
It's astonishing.
Is it
If
the
was
same
something-
stuff that they do the large panels?
I don't know.
With like in the studios,
I don't know.
we have to find this out.
I don't know. But I mean, it's.
Have you tried an attenuator?
Well, no, because that changes how everything works. You break that relationship between the speaker and the output tubes and the transformer, and so it doesn't respond the same. Yes, I have a couple of attenuators, but it is not the same thing.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I still want the speaker to move the same. I want the response. I need all of that. I just have to bring down the stage volume because I'm trying to work with other bands and stuff, and some of them gotten so used to it being so quiet on stage, they're not going to let me on the stage. Sure. So I have to figure out a way to,
I get you.
So, but yeah, it's still in progress because I put up that baffle. I was like, oh, this would be great. And then it went from this to like, and I was like, well, that ain't going to work.
No, well, do you have a wedge in front or do you have in-ears?
No, neither. Because I still want to hear the response of the amp. Because you put it through a wedge, it's not the same. It's
No, I
drastically.
can't. I hate hearing my guitar through a
Yeah,
wedge.
I mean, it's exactly. So that's almost
Then you
worse
just
than
focus
not
on like,
hearing
shit,
it.
it sounds like garbage. No, it actually sounds pretty good. You just can't hear it.
Well, and for me, it's not even that, oh, it sounds like garbage, I have to process it. It's that when I hit a note and it comes back different than what I think it should. It's like, well, what am I doing
timing
wrong?
wise?
No, like feel and response and
No, that's what I'm saying.
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's not actually the tone; it's the response that kills
We're
me.
speaking
yeah.
the same language, Rob.
Cool. Anyways, so I'm going to try some other things. One of which might be the thing that Bonamassa uses, where it's the angled plexi. The reason I stayed away from that at first is that it's kind of, I wanted something I could just fold up and just set up and go. Where that is like you got to put this bass down and then you just put it in.
It's a
it
little
doesn't,
more complicated.
and it doesn't travel as well. You
Yeah.
know, with a flat panel or something, I could even put in the bottom of my pedal board case.
Yeah.
You know, and it sounds stupid, but when you know,
No, I
doing-
get it.
So, but that might be something I actually end up buying next. Is trying that with the angled plexi, but
Yeah. Just get a cabbage case just for that.
just for what?
This.
Just for that? Yeah. I'll
Anyways.
get a pizza box.
All right.
Holder, you know.
That's riveting, Rob.
Yeah.
What about you, Todd?
Well, this is a special one because there's a box sitting in front of us that I know what's inside, but I don't know what's inside. So this box was sent to me by our good friend Bruce Bacon,
Bruce Bacon.
but I didn't know that.
It's a bunch of meat.
So this box shows up,
It's been sitting out in the sun all
and
day.
I'm like, "What is this thing?"
Nom, nom,
And
nom,
I
nom.
opened it up,
It's bacon.
and it was all wrapped.
Kielbasa.
It was all wrapped in
All mine.
swaddling, and I said, I have no idea what this is, and I didn't buy it. And then I started going like, wait, did somebody, the security breach, someone got my information, bought stuff off of eBay, sent it to me so that I have to return it and they get the money. What the? I made up this huge scheme in my head how this is working, and I took it to the one post office, and they said, well, you can't return it to us. We're just going to send it back to you. You have to go to your post office. And I said, well, which one's my post office? And they told me, so I went down there, and they said, we can't do it because you looked at it. I'm like, how would I know what it said, that it's not mine if I didn't look in it? And they said, well, that's the brakes. So then I'm like, crap, I don't want to pay a bunch of this is heavy. So I'm like, it's going to
So
cost.
you had opened it, but you didn't actually look at it yet?
I kind of looked at it, but I was like, I don't know what this is. I didn't order it. I don't know who this is from. Anyways.
Okay.
So then I said, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to eBay and I'm gonna find out who the seller is and all this stuff. And I got a hold of him, sent a message, nothing, didn't get that. And then I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Then Bruce Bacon says, hey, did you get the box? And I was like, what? Open the box and tell me what's in it. I'm letting Tanya do it.
Hello. This was sent to me
Oh,
by
no,
mistake.
I put that in the box.
I have no idea what it is or why it was sent to me. Thanks, T. Novak.
Nice.
Yeah.
How did that get in there?
How did he know?
It's an industrial timer.
That's what I said.
No, it's not. No, it's a
It
Variac.
is. Well,
Is that a GE?
the logo says industrial timer, so I was like, I did not order it. And I felt bad because there was some dude who probably goes, sweet, I got a super old mid-century industrial
Yeah.
timer that I don't have because some dude in
Yeah, it's a
Columbus
Variac.
has it.
I mean, is this like for a... I have no idea.
Let me see.
Show it to Rob. Rob, can I accurately identify this?
It might very well be a Variac.
Yeah. Well, so Bruce sent me, and he
It's
goes,
his
"Hey, did you get
Variac.
the package I sent?" And I'm like, "What package?" And he goes, "Oh, it's got the blah blah." And I was like, "Oh, that's from you."
Now, this is a Variac.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never heard of Timolite brand, but
Timer Light used to make...
He's got a couple of them. He was really really excited about it. It's got one massive knob on it, and it's got a.
now the only downside about this, Todd, you're gonna have to modify it.
What do you mean?
It's not grounded.
You mean you're gonna have to modify it?
Okay, very good. Because you want your amp to be grounded. Either that or you run a ground.
Oh, yeah. He
strap.
said just put one of those adapters. No.
Yeah,
don't
that's
do
all
that.
you have to do.
No. That's,
Just do that.
that means your amp
and
is,
put one
is
foot in a
lifted.
bucket of water.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Take
You
a
either need to
shower.
run a grounding wire from your ground pin to your amp, to circuit ground and bypass it, or put in a
It
grounded
sounds
outlet.
complicated. Just put a ground in the
Put a
thing.
grounded outlet in it. Yeah, nice.
Kind of cool, huh?
Yeah, very nice.
So he says this. He's like, I just thought you'd like it. I was like, so then I had to tell him the whole story. He was laughing his head off, and I
thought
was just like,
somebody sent
wow,
you a bomb or
I'm
something.
really excited that that's really cool that he sent that.
Yeah,
that's
very
really neat.
cool.
Well, thanks, Bruce.
Yeah, Bruce, this is
is
super awesome.
We're gonna have fun with this.
Yeah, we can use this in the studio because actually John's got some like seriously great vintage amps, and I know that he does not have one of those. So very
can he
cool.
not have one of
Thank
those?
you, Bruce, for sending that. All right, guys, we've been yapping a lot because it's been fun.
Yes.
For those who are listening, maybe not so much right now, but let's get on to 4 on the floor. Tony,
Let me get a little bit of this.
1, 2, 3, 4 on the floor. All right, Tallon Electric, Sean
4 on the floor. All right, so I got
Mackowski.
That's me. That's me. That's me. First up, I have the Boss DD20. It's maybe not the most interesting pedal in the world because it's been around a while, but I have used it since I started playing guitar, and it's never really gotten bumped off my board. It does the digital delay thing. It has the 2 pedals. You can tap and you can turn it on and off.
That's
It
the
has-
big box, right?
Yeah, it has the big
4
box.
presets.
There's some presets which I've never used before, and I just don't get presets, which is weird. I understand. Next, another delay pedal.
Hold on.
You don't
is
get
there
off
more?
that easy.
Is there
Well,
more?
it's a 2 pedal. That's a two pedal pedal.
No,
Yeah.
it's a 1 pedal.
That's
pedal.
one,
two-pedal
one
pedal.
delay. There's 2 pedals.
It's got 2.
You're right.
It's got
you're
2
right.
buttons, but it's only 1 function.
Yep.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's okay.
Well, no, it does
So-
both D and D.
Yeah.
So
then there's a 2
It
in
just
there, too.
sounds really great. That's a lot of function.
It's just a staple delay pedal. It
Sure.
does. It has. It's nothing compared to like what we have access to now. But it has a great digital delay. Has a great little analog delay. There's like a modulated setting
there's
on
a
there.
million things with this.
I've used it forever, and it just deserves to be mentioned. I think.
That's cool.
Yeah,
All right.
Uh huh.
Just want to know.
Yep.
All right.
Okay. Second, newer delay pedal, a little bit fancier.
Wait, 2 delay pedals?
Yeah, well, because the DD20 doesn't do everything. I just like it. The Strymon El Capistan.
Oh yeah.
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 That does the wet delay so well, the tape delay. That's what I use it for. When you need a really smooth, wet ambient sound.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like having too many options. I just get confused. So like the timeline is too much for me.
You don't like having too many options, and you have the DD20
Yeah.
and a Strymon pedal.
Well, the Strymon pedal is one of their smaller pedals.
Well, and I hear it because if you look at that DD20, it looks like it's got a lot of stuff, but it's all knobs. Like it's not like you don't have to go through
There's
20
a lot of
menus.
stuff.
You can
There's
reach
not
down
too
and-
many delay pedals with that much stuff. And
The DD20?
yeah,
Okay, it looks like
I'm just
there's a
saying
lot of stuff.
But
By
there-
modern standards, there's very little
It
stuff.
does very little
Yeah.
stuff.
It-
Yeah.
I'm just saying stuff.
Yeah.
There's stuff.
Okay, so
go
anyways,
ahead.
Todd.
The El Capistan, I can't do the timeline. There's too much there.
It doesn't sound very good, so don't worry about it.
Okay. Well, I've seen people use it, and they're great at using it. That's not me. I get
But they're afraid of it
confused.
too because they go, I do that thing and I don't know what else to do with it.
Maybe, yeah. I'm probably
Almost
projecting
every
confidence
single
onto them.
person that we've had on the show
Yeah.
that's done the 4 on the floor that has named that pedal, any of the actual Strymon pedals, that has been the answer. I got my like 2 and that's all I
it.
do.
All right.
Yeah.
Fair. Well, I'm honest with myself then, I guess. And I use the little one with less options because I know I can't handle all the options. So El Capistan, nice, smooth tape delay. Are we okay?
If he
Can I-
names
yeah,
another
questions?
delay, I'm getting up and leaving.
No.
Next
No,
one is
we'll
a
move
tuner delay.
We'll move away from delay to a technically kind of a different type of delay, right?
Oh, great.
Reverb is
It was another time-based effect.
yeah, another time-based effect. The Boss RV7, just really simple. Maybe you're like see a pattern here. I'm not very smart, so I try to keep things really simple. The Boss RV7 does just a good digital delay, like long tail stuff, some shimmer stuff, without, I guess if you went back to Strymon, like the Big Sky does everything. This does like 5 things, and they sound good. Probably not like a studio type effect, but for live, it's always done the job for me.
I can't believe
Boss
there's no
RV7.
RV7s for this.
It's a newer pedal or an older one?
It's not that old. It's a mid 2000s at least. I don't actually know when it came out.
Yeah, there's like none for sale.
Why don't you go to something called
None
Google?
Wow.
for sale.
I need to list my RV7.
Yeah,
I
no
guess.
kidding, man. Somebody out there's dying to get that. Okay.
Maybe,
Yeah.
or maybe not. So the last one I have here is the Mask Audio Electronics Black Math.
Yeah.
So I met Alec once at a pedal show down in Cincinnati, and I was telling him, like, I don't know what to do with fuzz. I like grew up playing through 5150s, like high gain stuff, and fuzz doesn't really, you usually don't match those things up. There's already a lot of gain you're working with. So I still feel like I'm learning fuzz, and Alec has so much passion for fuzz that it makes me excited to play his pedal. So when I put it down, I'm like, Alec has fun with this, so I'm about to have fun with this too. And I sit there and I play, and usually it sounds bad because I'm still haven't figured it out really, but it sure is fun to dig into a fuzz pedal and,
I think that's
and play
kind of
something.
the design of a fuzz pedal. If it sounds good, then it's probably not a fuzz pedal. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
supposed to
well,
have
yeah.
that splattery.
Oh, that's
No,
the
they don't all
colorway
have to
of
be
it.
like that. No, man, come on.
When I say bad, I don't mean like, oh, cool fuzz pedal bad. I mean like, I would never use this sound in anything. I haven't figured it out yet.
Yeah.
It's definitely me because his pedals are very cool.
Yes, well, yeah, we had him on the show a couple times. We haven't talked to him in about a year or so, I guess, maybe.
Maybe we
But
should see
anyways,
what's going on with him.
We should.
You know, Todd,
I do.
he's a nice guy. Mm-hmm. And if you want to connect your 2 digital delay pedals and fuzz pedal,
Yes.
and a
To your
reverb pedal,
reverb,
Yes.
to yet another delay, to yet another reverb.
semi delay.
Yes.
You know what the best way to do that is?
I have a guess, but please tell me.
Well, I know you've never heard of them, but Tour Gear Design patch cables.
Ah, yes.
They are the
have
cat's
heard of those.
meow.
They are the cat's meow, doggone it. You can get all kinds of lengths and configurations. And when you do go get all kinds of those things, all you got to do in the coupon code is put the guitar knobs, and you're going to save
15%.
That is correct. I love these things.
And with that 15%, you may want to go back and load up some more things in your cart.
Yeah. You know you're doing it right if you have a pile of them on the floor in front of your amp.
Well, I heard if you have like a side jack pedal and a top jack pedal, I
Yes.
heard they have some that are like an S configuration.
That's exactly
Yes.
correct. Yes.
Interesting.
And a C shape for just going top jack to top jack.
See.
Yeah. So thank you, Tour Gear Designs, for sponsoring our 4 on the floor in reverse. All right. Let's find out what's going on with Tallon.
Yeah.
So we've got the founder, the maker, in the studio with a Irish and Polish name. Yeah, Mackowski?
yeah.
Yeah.
I one time I was in New York City and I needed to buy, I was there for a trade show, and I had to buy a power strip, and we were at this event center in Brooklyn. So I walk to a hardware store nearby, and this is New York City, so it's not like Home Depot. It's like some little
Tiny.
like family run hardware store, and apparently we're in a Polish neighborhood too.
My individual nails.
Yeah. So I find this power strip and I bring it up to the lady and I hand her my card to pay, and she looks at it and she's like, Mackowski, why weren't you speaking Polish? I'm like, I'm not from here.
Yeah.
I've been here for a while. I don't know. A few generations ago we came here, so sadly I don't speak Polish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you can. There's always time. So, where now? Tell us about the easy fruit for Tony. Tallon Electric. Help us out. Where'd you come up with that?
So it's Tallon is a family name, another family name. So I had family in Cleveland, and my grandfather was in the electrical trade. So he was in the union there, and he built tall buildings. He did the electric. So Tallon just sounds cool, like a bird's claw. That's pretty cool. And then this is an electronics company, so I thought, why not shout out a little bit of my history?
That's
Tallon
fantastic.
Electric.
That's a great
That's
story.
the story behind that.
Yeah. I like a good story, and that's a good one.
Oh.
Check. Now, we found you as a result of, I was just scrolling, and I saw the JHS thing, and he's like, blah, 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 Columbus. And I was like, what? Because I'm thinking, how do I not know what?
Yeah.
This is a big city, but it's not.
It's not that
so big.
It's not that big of a
It's
city.
a small, big city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've been doing this for how many years?
So about 2 years from the time I decided to go. So I had always built pedals for the last 10 or 12 years. I've built pedals for fun. And so for, started 2 years ago, 10 of those years is just for fun here and there. I'd throw a kit together, stuff like that. And I was always interested, of course, in
Are you
how they
cheating with
work.
notes for yourself?
No, I'm just.
Yeah.
I'm looking at my phone because
Okay.
that's what I do all the
Force
time.
to have it.
Yeah.
My name is
I'm
Sean.
I
This
wrote
is
out,
not the real Sean,
I
apparently.
wrote out word for word. It's actually. Have you heard of OpenAI?
Yes.
It'll just write it for you.
Yes.
None of this is true.
We don't need guests anymore. We just have ChatGPT.
Yeah. So I did it for fun for the longest time. I was like, I don't have a unique idea. There's a billion guitar pedal companies, and a ton of them are really great. And I was like, I don't have an idea to stand out there. So I made them for fun. And this band I talked about earlier, Bill Murray, his name is Johnny, the guy who does that. And I was never in a band with him. I was in the same band as him after he left. And we went to the same high school together in Northeast Columbus, Westerville. So his band was getting bigger. And I approached him with an idea about like, hey, let's make a pedal for Bill Murray. Let's see if Bill Murray fans want to sound like Bill Murray when they sit down and make a cover on YouTube or play after work or whatever. And he was into it. So he sent me his Line 6 Pod Farm chain on Cubase. And I looked at that and I saw what he was doing and I listened to his music and I recreated that sound as best I could in an analog circuit.
Okay.
And that came out great. And we made a batch of like 75 of them, 50, I think, for the first drop.
50 is
And
like kind of a big, a nice round number to make you feel like I'm making something.
we were like, this is either 49 too many or not enough at all. We have no idea.
Right.
So we made 50. We released it to his fans. He promoted it, and they sold out in like 10 minutes. It was so cool.
That's
Great.
awesome.
So cool. So I was like, oh, this must be a good idea then. So I guess that was the start of the company.
Okay.
And it's taken 2 years now. We have like 3 pedals that we're about to release. Like we have a big backlog jam of pedals. But that was when I decided like, okay, I'll do this. And the time between then and now has just been me like working backward and being like, okay, we had proof of concept of the idea. Now I have to actually go back and like
Build
do
a
the
company.
groundwork here and like
Right.
figure out like really how to make these quickly and how to, everything that goes along with making a business.
Keep the
That's-
sound without, keep the sound. No, make it more efficient without sacrificing the sound.
Of
I
course.
got there.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Because it's like, haven't won the lottery or anything. I can't be like, cool, I'll hire 4 people to do this.
Right.
It's just me for now.
So that's a question.
And a design guy I'm partnering
Is this your full-time gig now, or you still got a full-time gig and this is on the side?
It's my full-time gig.
No safety net.
My wife has a job. Yeah, that's my
Okay.
safety net.
So
my wife has a good job.
How long ago did you pull the cord on your day job then?
So yeah, there's more to this. I've always said, like, when people are like, so what do you do? I'm like, I've never had a good, easy answer to this. Before this, I owned a company that made the liquid for electronic cigarettes.
Okay,
we did that for like 7 or 8 years. And we actually basically sold that off to a different company. The rules were getting really, really complicated. And we were like, we're in over our heads. So we sold this off in like January of 2020.
Oh.
And then the rest of 2020 was COVID, and we had our first kid that year. So that was kind of when I was like, what do I do next? And this came from that time period.
All worked out like it's meant to. I mean, you could stay at home with the first kid for a while, and then
It's not how it felt, but yeah, when you lay it out, it seems
Like
like,
it was
it was a
planned.
great plan. Yeah, really, really well executed.
cool.
We won't get into deep into how one goes. Oh, we make stuff in the electric cigarettes. But,
There is a short answer there. So before that, I played guitar and I sang in a band that was local to here, but they did really well and we toured everywhere. I was a hired musician for them, and
what were they called?
they were called Attack. So
Okay.
yeah,
if you
I've
have
heard
like
of them.
swoopy hair and wore girl pants in
Sure.
like 2008, you definitely know who.
Double lower
who-
lip.
Yes,
Piercing.
definitely that.
Yeah.
Definitely
Who else
that.
was in that band?
So Johnny from Bill Murray, he was
Okay.
the singer and guitar player that when he left, I took his spot.
What's Johnny's last name?
Frank.
Okay.
And you may know his dad, Phil Frank, does like Irish music locally.
Not my scene, Tony.
Okay. And then, we were all from Westerville.
Well, and I asked
so
this
it's
question
quite
because
possible you know somebody.
exactly. That's why I always
He's
ask
only
that.
into Polish folk.
No Irish. No
That's not
Irish.
Yeah.
creepy at all. I am Irish.
Maybe that's why I don't know. I don't know you well
Weird.
enough yet.
Okay. So, anyways,
So I was in the band world, and just everybody smoked cigarettes. Like everyone I knew smoked cigarettes. And right when we were kind of winding that phase of life down with the band, everyone who our friends here worked at this store called Alt Smoke on High Street near campus, Ohio State campus, and so I just ended up hanging out there a lot because our friends were there working, and this was like a locally run shop, so it's like you could go hang out with your friends there and stuff. And this was like in 2013 probably, and that industry was just really blowing up.
Right.
But was not like established. It was like all of this like
the Wild West wasn't regulated.
totally Wild West. Like these big brands were like people doing it in their house. Like it was crazy. But it didn't look good. People were doing what they could and
Was
just
it hard
winging
to
it.
Was it hard
and-
to find down there? Were people calling up and going, "Where are you?"
No, it was. I mean, there was a bunch of stores. It was easy to find. So yeah, everyone was just everyone was just hanging out there, and that's how I got into the e-cig thing. Was just everyone was at that store. Yep.
Well, all right. Outstanding.
Yeah.
So, we met, you and I met,
Yep.
and we had some pretzel bits.
Those were so good.
They were ridiculous.
Incredible.
They
And
were-
I think we had both just eaten dinner.
I had.
Yeah, and
we
so had
both
I.
didn't want to be rude, so we ordered anyways.
Yeah.
Because the girl's like, "You want anything
This
besides
is an awkward
water?"
first date.
It was really. It was.
We don't want to commit to a full dinner because if the chemistry is in there, I need
I
to
guess
leave
I'll
in
get
10
a
minutes.
Coke because I don't
Honestly,
need
yeah.
that.
Like I
and-
felt bad for the waitress because I was like, we aren't buying anything.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I'm
literally.
sorry.
Anyways,
So where were the pretzel bites?
it was at over the counter.
Over the counter.
Dude,
yeah.
they're so good. Anyways, so you gave us the pedal, and he said, "All right, here's the pedal that you saw on JHS.
Yeah. I said, try not to break this.
Try not to break
Yeah.
it."
Oh,
And
I'm sorry.
I only slammed it a few times.
well,
Just
we had
part
a
of my
great time
quality
playing
control.
it. I will not leave anybody in suspense. I would think I really loved that pedal. That's a really, really good pedal.
Thank you.
Tony,
I liked
who does
it.
not dish out pedal compliments.
I don't usually.
He was like, "You are really gonna like this pedal," because he played it before I did. I gave it right to him.
Wow.
That's right.
Yeah, you had it first. You just handed it right off. That's,
Yeah,
I
very
trust Tony.
kind. Yeah.
That's what he does. He's,
And then-
he's got
then we
got
gave
a
it to
heart of
Rob.
gold.
Yes. So
I
Tony,
used it as a doorstop for a while.
And
so.
Rob fixed it.
yeah, it wasn't grounded.
He needed more grounding.
Yeah.
Shielding and grounding.
So tell us about what this is. Set us up, and then we'll give you our feedback on it.
Okay, perfect. So, yeah, be nice to your feedback. This is just my personal pedal that I think sounds good. So I built it. So like I said, we built this Bill Murray pedal first. And we did another one called the Wolf with some friends who had a band in Nashville.
Really cool looking pedal, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's I do have a partner in this. His name is Luke Shomo, and he just does all the art. So that's his thing. I do not do art. If I did the art on these, you wouldn't have invited me.
That's not true.
Or maybe we would have because it would have been, very unique.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't think so. So this pedal was, so as you probably saw from my 4 on the floor, like I don't like complicated. I like keeping things pretty simple and
It's debatable.
like. Like the DD20 is simple, Todd.
Well, just to be clear, we're talking about the Tallon Electric dual drive.
Yes.
Dual drive. So I wanted
I'm
something.
going to make something simple by making it twice in one box.
Well, okay. Everybody, stacks drive pedals.
That's true.
People, and you're like
So
swapping
that's
them out all the
simplicity
time.
You're going for. Got it.
Yeah, I was like,
Okay.
let's get this in one footprint.
Yeah.
I personally hate tearing apart pedal boards and building them again. I know some people love
Much
that.
easier with Tour Gator Designs patch cables.
True.
It's true. Maybe it's that's
Just
true.
turned 10 more cents.
But I like clean workspaces and being organized. So
Yeah.
like tearing it apart and like doing cable management again just takes a lot of time. And I'm like, I'd rather be playing these. So with the dual drive, I was like, how can I just not have to rebuild my gain section again?
And what are
I-
the inspirations for each side of
The left side, which is 3 knobs and a toggle, 3 black knobs, that is based on the Blues Breaker. So we started with a Blues Breaker. It needed more volume because those famously don't have very much output. So we added a nice, I don't want to call it a boost stage at the end because that sounds like it's like part of the effect. It's just to make it louder. So it's loud. It has more gain on tap if you want it. It does the low gain thing really well. The tone section is a little bit different, just tuned to the way I like it. It's still a low pass, so it's nothing fancy, but it's just tuned to the way I thought it sounded best. And then the toggle is the most interesting part to me. It functions like it's like a gain mode switch, but in the circuit, what it's doing is it's putting a resistor in series with the clipping diodes. So the result of that is that it sounds like I call it like a transparency switch. So when it's up, you have basically all of the signal going through those clipping diodes. It's saturated. It seems like there's more gain. When you toggle it down, you have what sounds like a clean blend a little bit, because not all of the signals being clipped the same way.
Yeah, that was a little weird thing. Not weird in a bad way. Just like, oh, well, wait a minute. Am I hearing 2 things?
Yeah, so
Just a little bit.
You're not, but
little bit.
that's the way I describe it. Because
Yeah.
functionally, that's what it sounds like to me. In the circuit, I think it's fairly unique. But I did that because when you want really faint gain noises from your pedal, when you're looking for a low gain tone, turning the gain knob down doesn't always get you that. Sometimes you need a little bit of clean, you need a little bit of that dynamic still, and that switch did that for me.
Okay.
That's what all of this comes down to is I had something I was going for, and then I found the one I like, and I was like, hopefully everyone else likes that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about the right-hand side?
The right-hand side is based on the Klon. So Bluesbreaker and Klon was just my favorite combination of pedals to have on the board. I didn't have a real one. I'm not that rich, but I've tried a bunch of different Klons. And so those two made it in the pedal. The Klon circuit is, I'd say it's less modified than the Bluesbreaker side. The bones of it are still pretty much the same. But as far as clipping goes, the EQ section is completely different. It's a 2-band shelf EQ. It's called a Baxandall. And there's this program called LT Spice. You can build circuits out, and then it'll show you kind of the EQ curve that you should expect from that circuit. So,
do you like using that one as opposed to others, like Eagle and stuff?
I'm not gonna lie. So Eagle I use to lay out circuit boards and draw the circuit out.
Right.
LT Spice I use like if I have the breadboard out. And I'm working.
Okay,
so it's like a simulator.
Sorry, I thought what you were saying is another.
It's like a
build
simulator
thing. Got
thing.
it.
So especially with an EQ, it's really helpful to visually show you what kind of curve you should expect out of a circuit. And then instead of breadboarding for like 10 hours and trying to like figure it out with your ears,
right?
It's much easier to like get pretty close visually and then build it and then dial it in.
That's cool. I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, it's really helpful. And so I did that. With the Baxandall, it's not like a straight shelf. There's high pass stuff. There's little curves within that Baxandall, but I sat there until I was like, this is the perfect 2-band guitar EQ for me. And I slapped that in that circuit. So having a low end control is like so useful.
Yeah.
Especially with drives, especially if you have it like first in your chain, you can remove low end that's making your gain sound flubby. And then bring it back as you go through your chain. So,
and then you've got a foot switch for either side.
Correct.
As well as a toggle between which one feeds into which.
Yeah. So
that makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
Yes.
That one actually surprised me when I built it.
It's
and
the
first time I built it
switch.
Yeah. The first, because it's like all it's doing is swapping the order.
Right.
And so I was like, naively, I was like, I know how it probably sounds, but I still want to put it in because I would never want to like, if this were still two separate pedals, I wouldn't want to have to like take them off my board and swap them.
Right.
So I was like, let's throw it in this pedal. This is supposed to be versatile. And like when you have both drives on and you move this toggle back and forth to change which one's first in the chain, you get two like very different
Totally
sounds.
different.
Yep.
Yeah. I would love to hear what you guys
without
thought
even
about that.
doing anything, it's like, completely different rig.
Shockingly different.
Yes, yes. Okay, Tanya.
Yes.
You had it first. Go.
Well, I liked both sides, and it makes sense because both of those pedals I think are really. I mean, I like lower gain. I'm not a big super distortion or anything like that. I like overdrive. And both of these provide that. Now you can crank them up, and you can get pretty wild with these both, especially if you have both channels on. And how I tested it, I tried one side, then the other, and then both on, and then flipping that toggle. I mean, you do get a lot of different sounds out of it depending on the order if you have both sides on. It's I just was really impressed with it. I mean, we've tested some other pedals that have kind of a combination of things in them, and not all of them have the flexibility or the ability to choose one or the other or both. Some of them just have like one feeds into the other, and then you can choose. You kind of fine tune it. So I think this gives you. I mean, as it's basically having two separate pedals that you would normally have on your board in just one box. There you go. But I liked it. I liked it a lot. And normally, because it is, I think I was able to get it to my liking in terms of keeping the drive down a little bit and just getting just a little bit of hair on it. And it sounded really good through my Vox, too.
What
So
guitar
it's-
were you playing?
This one I was trying. It was a Rickenbacker. I had one
Wow.
of my Ricks down at the shop that I was.
So, but super bright and jangly.
Yeah, and that's where the tone controls really come into play, especially the low end. You can
Actually,
pick that up a little bit.
The main amp I use to design, the first amp I used, and my main amp is a Matchless Lightning. So
there you go.
very voxy.
Yep.
All right.
So
Rob?
thumbs up. One thumbs up from Tony.
Thumbs up. I liked it. I only got like 15 minutes to play with it, so unfortunately I didn't get a whole lot of time. But yeah, I liked it. It's interesting to hear what each one of them are, because this one, the right side, so this would have been
Klon.
the Klon. Yeah. I wouldn't have known those. It was started with the Klon. It how I ended up dialing this one in was low gain, and when I say low, I mean like pretty actually low gain. I had the gain maybe just a little past noon, volume a little past noon.
Set it to where you were. Set yours.
It was set about like that most of the time. So a little highs rolled off, a tiny little low end bump, and it was really good, and it cleaned up really well. I do a lot of playing with the volume knob, switching between pickups, dynamics, and that makes or breaks a drive for me. If I can roll it off and it still sounds the same, just cleaner, which is not the case with most distortion pedals. They usually it sounds like a PV amp. So anyways, so I like that.
Not that
Unless
there's
you own a
anything
PV amp
wrong.
and you really love it, then bully for you.
And what I mean is like a
no
solid
PV
state trans
sponsorship
tube, where you roll off your volume. It's like, oh, it just sounds crappier. Okay,
Yeah,
it doesn't clean up. It just
Unless
sounds,
you really like that sort of thing, and then bully for you.
yeah. Go get your hearing checked.
PV, please sponsor the show.
Yeah, right. We'll talk about that later. Yeah. So anyways, yeah. So and then the other side, that's now
What amp are you running that through?
my Shiva. That's my
Bogner Shiva.
That's my kind of middle ground thing. And then all of my guitars, I put them all through it because responds
Sure.
differently.
Well,
through
they're all the
everything.
same
Well,
guitar.
Same guitar. So
Yeah, exactly. They're all the same guitar.
Yeah, one's red and one's yellow, and
6 strings. The works.
Question. So the drive on this channel,
Yep.
there must be a resistor in series with it because it doesn't actually go all the way to 0.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
interesting.
it's on. You turn it on, it's just
And it's on. That's the first I was like, oh wait a minute, is this broken or something?
No,
and then I
no,
was like,
that
oh no,
is-
it goes from like it's already got drive to like.
I'm trying to
ooh,
remember
yeah.
why I got rid of that ability. It was probably like it dropped off too much, and like the volume dropped off.
no
too
one's
much.
going to use this for no distortion.
Except
for
it's
Rob.
probably selfish. It's
Yeah.
probably like I'm not going to use that.
Well, and
so
that's funny, and-
I'm limiting the bottom of this knob.
So the order I put it in was the Klon side, the right side into the left side, and that's what brought me to that is that I couldn't get the gain down low enough.
Yes.
Because when I put them into each other,
yeah.
If I were the one using it in that situation, I needed it to go lower. I'd probably like cut the volume on the Klon side to feed less signal into the left side.
Yeah, but then on its own, it's
Right then, if you switch one off, then
and I was using it
to
as
play the
stacking.
balance
Oh,
game.
oh,
that
Yeah.
was a tricky part. Yes.
Yeah, because I got this the Klon side. I was like, okay, that's really cool. And I clicked this one in for more, and it was like, well, that's a lot. And I went over reach. I'm like, oh, I want less than that. What if you're one of the few guys that doesn't like gain? And,
Life is
Yeah.
compromise.
It
You
is.
go playing
I
old
don't-
folks
you know,
home,
I
Rob.
don't
That's what
like
you do.
compromise. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, really nice pedal.
Yeah, it's kind of like having two pedals in one space.
It's kind of like I thought that too. I thought that was kind of nice.
What's like a word for two? Like when there's two of something.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't really understand the name, but whatever.
We'll have to dive into that later.
Yeah, you can explain that to us.
Maybe like a bonus.
Twinsies. You
Maybe
coulda-
a bonus
You
episode.
could have called it the Twinsy
Yeah,
pedal.
why didn't you call it like
We could've,
the 2-in-1 or something? Make it clear.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so my experience with this was I just went straight away. I went both on. I was like, I just want to see what this is gonna do.
I love that.
And then in doing that little switch, the into switch was right below there, and I was like, oh crap! Did I just
I
stomp
just checked
that?
it. It clears it, no problem.
I've worried.
Well,
I've
yeah,
worried
but your
about
foot
that too. Yeah.
Then mushes into things.
No,
I stomped on it,
I just
like,
did a scientific test
so
here.
many
It's-
times.
Yeah.
You're clearing it.
Well, Yeah, I think it was coming out of the Vox for me.
Let's try it with the Variac.
Yeah, it was I'm still new to the
120
Vox,
volts.
so I was playing
do
it
not
into
do
the Vox. I tested it out on the Vox and the Marshall. I really liked it out of the Vox. I'm
Yep.
also sort of like honeymooning with that right now, and
What does your wife think of that?
I had the same thing. The drive, like I couldn't believe I had the drive like so low on the left side, and I didn't have it like ragingly high on the other side. It's a gain amplifier. That's kind of
Yeah, with both on with the Klon
It's a
first,
lot,
it's
yeah.
pretty high gain.
yeah.
Did you try it with just the left side on alone?
I did, and then I tried the other one. And the hard thing that I was dealing with is that I feel like if I had the setting for both of them, where I was like, "This is great," and I turned one of them off, then the other one was like way too low.
Okay.
So I think it's one of those things that you're probably either gonna play with the left side as just maybe boosting it just a little tiny bit,
Yeah.
and having either side like this can run on its own unless I give it a little bit, or you're going to say no, combined this is a sound on its own, and that's the only way I am ever going to play it.
Well, yeah, if you had like two separate pedals.
See, it's in the graveyard already. Somebody's dead. Yeah,
That's
old man
actually-
Jenkins
so-
is digging that grave.
The way I use it, which is the right way to use it.
Yeah,
No, the way I use it is the left side is so pedal off is clean. Obviously, you figure that out. Left side is my like dirty.
Yeah, that's
side,
why I was doing it.
Just some dirt.
Yeah.
And then I use the right side. I use the right side with the order toggle so that the right side is first. And I use that right side as like a channel switcher. So I
Yeah.
have like 3 channels basically at my disposal. I have
Sure.
clean, dirt, and then higher gain.
yeah,
That's the way I use it.
cool.
Yeah, that would work.
Now, I was trying to figure out the graphics on the little toggle switch where you have, and it looks like it's just like what kind of clipping, just soft clip, hard clip.
Yeah, I
Essentially,
couldn't
right?
think of a word, and transparency was too long to look good on the pedal. So it is on one of the sides, it's like a sine wave that's solid,
Right.
and then you have a wave that's clipped, that's dotted.
Yeah.
So in that situation, you would have more transparency. Like the sine wave is in front of the clipped wave. And then on the other one, it's the opposite. Like the sine wave is dotted and the clipped wave is solid. And that's
Right.
supposed to show like, okay, now the clipped sound is more forward.
Right, right. Well, loads of variations on how you can use this and run it. My goal was to just try to find where does this sound like the sound that I have for my band with this through this new amp. So it was like new pedal, new amp, trying to find the sound was really interesting. But I did what I liked about it, aside from I did this or that with it, is that I got a really great drive sound that had more to it than just the drive sound. I was able to get like real tight articulation, like stop on a dime kind of stuff. Big chords rang out, little tightened up. So it's these are the things that I will commonly say what I like about a drive sound is I like the articulation, but if I want to hit it, I want it to just roar, right? And this absolutely did that. I was really, really excited. I mean, I played it for and I had just gotten him out of my surgery. I had just got my bandages off. I think I might have actually, when you gave it to me, I had my bandages on.
No, I think you were saying like in a couple days you were having your surgery when I saw you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So this was after
right
when I
before.
finally, that's why I gave it to him.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
So, yeah, because I had to go into surgery, I think, the next day. So what happened? I got the bandages off and everything, and I'm sitting there at this pedal. Well, I gotta try it, and I played for like an hour. I probably shouldn't have, but it was great. It sounded fantastic. So congratulations, well done.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm happy to hear. I mean, it's like I always try to avoid saying like talking about how versatile the pedal is because I feel like it's not
But it
really
is.
a good marketing thing to be like it does everything, but it does it does do a lot of things, and like everyone's kind of mentioned here, like
It does
you
a lot
can't-
of things good. It does several things very well.
and you can find the thing that you like that it can do, and that's different between different people, and that's
True.
what I'm happy to hear.
True.
Yeah.
Okay, so the other you talked about the hug. You got one more that people can go experience on here. If we're Ty, can you tell us about the things that are coming at all?
Yeah, more band collabs. So I have one with an Australian band that's coming out. That's going to be our first digital pedal, and that's like an octave up. They use like the Digitech whammies, and they use the EHS Pitchfork pluses
Right.
to do that ooh-ah thing.
Yeah.
And you should cut that out and use that all the time as a soundbite. Yeah.
Yep.
And so they wanted one that was just as nasty as possible. They're a heavier band, so we did that for them. I'm really excited for that. That's almost here.
Is it on a pedal platform?
It's not
like
on a
like
rocker.
a rocker platform?
It's not
No?
on a rocker.
Okay.
They actually specifically didn't
So
like
it's like
the
a
rocker.
momentary.
Yep. It's
Cool.
more like the Pitchfork.
Okay.
Pitchfork Plus. Is what
Todd
they
likes
use.
momentary switches.
I do. I really like momentary.
So that's exciting.
There's this other local band you ought to maybe do a collab with. Was it the Valencias? No, the
Villa Kula.
Villa Kula Shakers?
Yeah.
The Villantinos.
I think he already had a pedal, right? And we just looked at it. Yeah.
Anyways,
We got that really close. We have another one. A lot of them are more metal bands for now because that's where I used to be. So that's the people I know, and that's where we're starting. It won't be like that forever, but these next few releases I'm hoping to have out before the end of the year.
Cool.
Which probably means before spring 2025.
excellent.
Yeah.
Well, keep us, informed of this, and we can.
I definitely will.
We'll
Yeah.
share out what's going on. Tony,
Yes.
you ready?
4?
Would you rather?
Of course I'm ready.
Well, let's do
I'm
it.
a seasoned professional, Todd.
Yes, you're seasoned, all right. What's go?
You know, Todd, at this point of the show is a little game that we play called Would You Rather?
Spooky.
Yes.
Boo. That makes it spooky. Give me that Variac.
Granddad's had too much brandy.
Give me that.
Let's
Give me
go.
that Variac. Juice me up. This week's Would You Rather is a play off of my fever dream from this morning.
Oh yes.
So,
Sans axe.
Sans Axe.
Okay.
Yes. Sans Axe. Isn't there something? No, it's Sans Amp. Sans Axe. Maybe that's how I should play. I just have this amp. I don't have an axe to put in. So you're given a choice in your fever dream. And what I want is what you would request. Because in my fever dream, I just said, oh, just whatever you're not
Sure.
using. You get to pick.
Okay.
So you get a choice. Would you rather have a guitar from Joe Bonamassa? Mm-hmm. Like in my dream?
Oh, we're not picking all Bonamassa's guitars?
No.
Okay.
Or
Huh.
Rick Nielsen from Cheap Trick.
Ooh.
So think about that for a little bit.
All right.
You can get to pick one of those two
Okay.
people to give you something. And you have to decide which guitar / axe that you would like. What?
Where's the list of gear for? I mean, I need props.
Oh, come on. You know the basics.
You give him a couple.
All right. Well, Joe Bonamassa has a handful of
He has everything.
50,
Every Gibson you
59,
can-
60
everything.
Les Pauls that are, through.
And-
Yeah.
Does he have tellies and strats too? Or
Well, he's got it all.
He's got everything.
He's got more things. And
So imagine you.
So then why are we worried about this Rick guy?
Imagine
then?
you went to Carter.
Joe's got
into the
everything.
vault. You could have anything in there.
Rick Nielsen, on the other hand, has several
He's got tons of them, too.
50s Explorers and Vs, in addition to some incredible Hammer-made instruments.
But did I see something? Bonamassa got a really early V, like one of the first ones,
He's
doesn't he?
got all. He literally
he
has all
has
of them.
several. He has many.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Many.
Okay.
Okay, so that clears it up.
Yeah.
Or in your case, you can pick his baffle.
Oh.
His amp baffle.
Okay.
That's all you get. All right. Well, as much as I would really dig some of Joe's guitars, I'm going to have to go with Rick Nielsen and the checkerboard Hammer Explorer. That to me is the guitar. I thought about Uncle Dick for a while, or the 5-string or the
Yeah.
5-neck guitar. But I mean, to me, that Hammer checkerboard Explorer style is the bomb.
Go ahead, Rob.
I'd pick something out of Joe's collection. I don't know what. I'm sure he'd have something I want. I don't know. I don't know exact
it's literally-
guitars.
you don't have to pick exact guitars. You could just have to say, okay, I want, one of the first run of the Flying V's, or one of the first run of anything.
You can
any
probably
guitar.
just say your dream
I
guitar,
wanna-
and he has one of them.
Yeah, I would say that's a true statement.
Okay, then-
I want a Blackguard Telly, or
2 pickup special.
a 2 pickup special.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like not
You
a
can borrow mine.
yeah, but I like I assume that he's
Not
got
that
a
one.
50 whatever, that's all original, and
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that's what I'd like to take. Pelham Blue if he's got one of those,
No.
or Sherwood if it's a really wacky, it's like been a refinish or something.
He'd probably just want to give that to you.
Yeah.
Great, I'll take it.
Perfect.
Perfect.
All right.
Sean?
All right, I'm gonna be honest. I had to pull up Rick Nielsen because I knew he had a bunch of funny ones, but
Google who he was.
no,
I did it too.
I know
No
cheap
shame.
trick. I've seen that '70s show. Okay,
Did not do that.
The reaction was worth
blasphemy.
it. Oh, the reaction was so worth it.
My eye actually popped out of my socket.
Personally offended, like he's your uncle or something.
so
Uncle Rick.
I knew he had crazy guitars. So I knew I was gonna pick from his guitar closet, wherever he keeps guitars. And I am seeing one that looks like a saxophone, and that is hilarious. I'm picking that one, no question. Yep.
I remember
see.
that guitar.
Yes.
Wow, that's wild. I've never seen that before.
Well, like Tony, I have taste, so I am actually going to I'm 100% taking the checkerboard Hammer. That's one of the most iconic guitars in rock and roll history, I think. So, right, Tony?
I would say that is one of the iconic guitars in rock and roll.
Yes. You
And
left
if you
out-
had 2 pedals and you can combine them into 1 pedal,
yes,
then
okay.
you'd have
Nope.
it. You'd have
Nope.
it.
Maybe
You'd
call
really
it like
have
the
something.
duo
Put
or
a bullet in
something.
that.
Yeah, the 20
Yeah.
Peaks.
Yeah, we're getting
the Twin
there.
Peaks.
Now,
Yeah,
a
which
lot of
one's
people
it?
would say, "Oh, why didn't you take a 59 burst and then you could sell it for $350,000?" Like,
No, you can't
That's
sell
not.
it.
That's no fun. It's not a
It's
fun
not
answer.
fun.
This is a podcast.
and
We're trying
there's
to be fun.
only you get a piece of actual culture history.
Yes.
that has something very specific. I mean, Southern Girls.
I'll take my special.
God, what a great songs! Like we played that on that. Give me a sec. Give it to me.
And let's
I
be
want it.
real. Whichever guitar I pick, I'm still gonna be the same guitar player, which is not that exciting.
Yes.
So I better pick an exciting guitar.
True. All right, Tony. Thanks. That was a pretty good one.
Yeah, it was,
And did you know that they put up the giant, the actual giant
Yeah.
replica? That's so cool.
That's crazy.
At the Hard Rock.
Oh, yeah.
in,
Super cool.
in Chicago, and that's
Yes.
amazing. How what a cool tribute that is.
It's giant.
Okay, why don't you give us some thank yous?
Yes, because Todd, at this point, there's a special group of people we love to thank. These are our executive producers. Now, an executive producer makes this show possible. How do you become one? Head over to patreon.com/The Guitar Knobs and check out a couple different levels in which you can participate. Become a friend, a hero, an all-around nice person to the podcast. Each level comes with some very nice thank you gifts, and I do mean a thank you gift, as well as opportunities to win some great giveaways. Oh, yes. And there's still, the prize closet has many more things. Yes, there is. But in addition to all that stuff, there's one thing more. What would that be? That's right. That was very nasally.
No, that's Jared going over to washboard in the car. The washboard road. Okay, go ahead.
Your name read on the thing. That's what I'm going to do right now. So special thanks to these executive producers: John Sebastian, Trevor Ellenberg, Cameron Pampas, James Bell, Eric Hemmer, Brett Hogarth, Gregory Randall, Don Kloss, Ralph Gottschalk from Wonderful Audio Technology. What? Rusty Sneeden, Vader Pedals, John Helverson, Rick Calhoun, Trevor Gunberg, Elad Mizrahi, Richard Kendall, James White, Justin Jones, John Esterly from Rare Effects, Anthony Lathrop, Stefan Lamb, Michael Senchuk, Ken Sayers, Darren Gregory, Tom Brazen, Michael Davenport, Eric Merrow, and Plutone.
Yes.
But wait, there's more, because there's a special group of executive producers. We call them our Grand Poobahs. And these are the creme de la creme, the top of the heap, the A number ones, and they have a fez to wear upon their head whilst listening to the podcast, you see. So special thanks to these Grand Poobahs: Anthony Gemalero, Billy Spitfire Unlimited, Bob Crouch, Brian Robison, Cody Foster, David Kaminga, David Tyndall, Enrico Fernando, Fox Hill Studio, Hex Matos, Jack Cadian, James Pennington, John Williams, Jonathan Jerusik from 12th Hour Devices, LSJ Music Company, Matt Hart, Michael Van Zant, Michio Murakishi, Moon Guitars, Paul Von Eppinger, Sam Jett, Steve Keys, Tyler Rhines, Zach Oswald from Brandon Wham Pickups, and Pedro Vasquez. A thank you, and a more thank you.
Thank you so much. We truly, truly appreciate that. No, legit, everybody, thank you so much for supporting this. We can't do it without your help. Truly, we say that every time, but we mean it sincerely. Thank you to those who have made the decision to do that. If you are the slightest bit interested, just do it. Okay.
It's the right thing to do.
It is. We need to say a humongous thank you to Sean. Thank you, Sean.
You're welcome. I'm just thank you so much. I had a lot of fun doing this.
Good.
And, it's pretty funny that we live right down the street from each other.
It is very strange. It's going to be even more strange now.
Now when you're like,
now when you leave,
and
if I see you in the
yeah,
supermarket.
Who's that?
I actually on Friday night ran into Todd.
You pedal.
I ran into Todd at the high school football game on Friday.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with this podcast.
It took me a minute. I was like, this guy's giving me the eyeballs. He's like, hey! And I was like,
not like a guitar environment at all.
Yeah, no.
Had my family
out of
there.
context.
Yeah, Todd seeing his family.
Sean, where can people find your stuff?
TallonElectric.com. That's Tallon is Tallon, 2 L's. TallonElectric.com. On Instagram, we're usually pretty active. I've been building pedals and not been active on it, but we're at Tallon Electric. And you can call me. I'm just kidding.
Don't put that out there.
That's where we are. We're on the internet.
excellent. Tony.
Head over to pickguardian.com. Check out some of the things that I do. What do? I make custom pick guards. How do you get one? You buy one from me. It's real simple. Let me know what you need, what you're trying to do. Shoot me an email. I'll take really good care of you. It's your opportunity to make your guitar even more yours.
Oh, that's a good tagline.
Yeah. It is a good tagline, isn't it, Rob?
Who came up with that one, I wonder?
Okay, you saying it's a good tagline.
Right, yeah.
Okay, Rob, go ahead.
madcowamplification.com, Facebook, Instagram. No, I've still locked down my Instagram, but you can send me an email.
You can shoot me a DM on Instagram at Guitar Knobs. We'd love to hear from you. Tell us what you think about the latest things or whatever, what you got. Tell us about your gear. Tell us what you'd like to see different on the show, yada, 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 all the things. We want to hear from you. We love hearing from you guys. Also, make sure you give a listen to the Valentinos out on Spotify, Yippee-ki-yay. And make sure you check out Tallon Electric so you can get one of these cool pedals while they last, because they're going hot. They're hot. Hot, baby, hot. All right. Hey, everybody. Have a fantastic Guitar Week. Subscribe!
Like you may as
Don't
well just
call
trace
me
it out
daughter.
and just use
Fast.
done a good job and fast.
It's It's bananas,
Oh my
especially with
God.
how many
Yeah.
videos you see of tankers falling over and all that stuff. You're like, how do I get my bull crap so fast? Yeah.
It's being sacrificed.
Well, easy
and all.
doesn't have to be stupid.
When you're
And
done,
in this
you're done,
corner.
make it back up.
Weighing in at 235 pounds. Sean, are
But we won't call him
are you an
stupid.
SH or an SE?
An
S-E.
SEAN.
What is the difference? Where does that come from? Like,
Oh,
Sean
One's
and
Irish.
Sean.
Irish is
One's
SE.
Irish.
What's the other one?
British.
Yeah, probably.
British. So Sean,
yeah.
SHAWN, is British.
Yes.
Oh, well, I was thinking SHAWN. Is that what you just said?
Yeah.
Yes.
SHAUN is out there too.
Oh, that
Oh,
one
that's
too.
right. Yeah.
What the hell?
Anyways, okay.
You need a screwdriver?
No, I need a crescent or something. I don't know.
You want a screwdriver?
Hey, man,
Yeah.
I've been like, yeah.
Oh, let's get ready to rumble.
They ruin everything.
Yeah.
Drummers, whatever. We're going to just do hits from the 70s or
Smaller
whatever.
catalog.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yet
that's
another
what I'm saying.
backhanded
I see,
compliment.
I'm giving
Right,
you props.
exactly.
Oh, that's all I do is shower you with props.
So, anyways,
Don't open it.
I'm not open. I just wanted to get the done.
Stop opening it.
Yeah,
We can
probably
turn
is. Turn it off.
down.
Turn it off.
Mills Lane.
Yeah.
Close. Mills Lane.
Not really.
Like I said, you could have said anything.
All right, come on, get it on.
man, it's been hot.
I'm
Yeah.
actually going to turn on the air.
It must be a Mike Love variac. What are you pointing
What?
at?
You just got that?
What? No.
It's basically like having two beds.
Well, it is.
I know. That's what we've been talking about.
Well, I mean, like
Well,
test equipment
test
and stuff like that.
equipment,
Because things that are very sensitive to voltage
Yes.
can give false results,
Like humans.
like you.
Yes.
You apply some voltage to Todd.
Yeah, that's happened. I actually told that story.
Get-
Or
Sorry.
switch, you mean?
Switch, yeah, sorry. Oh, guys, hang on real quick. Hi, Jane. Oh, my God. She just joined rugby.
Oh, my.
Oh,
Do you have a
my
good dental
goodness
plan?
sakes. Dude, this is hilarious because she's afraid of soccer balls.
Oh, boy.
Well,
Yeah.
they don't use soccer balls. in
Yeah,
rugby.
it's more of a
Thank
football.
goodness. Because. Anything else, ladies? And away we go.
Well, that's it for these knobs. Please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/theguitarknobs. Visit our website at theguitarknobs.com for all of our past episodes, 4 on the Floor blog, and other good stuff. You can connect with us on social too at our Facebook page and share your gear and stories on our Facebook group. Also, be sure to check out our Instagram at Guitar Knobs. Catch you next time.